Hey everybody, what is up and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about this amazing piece of equipment. This is the Celestron-NexYZ-3-Axis universal smartphone adapter for spotting scopes, telescopes, and binoculars. This is an amazing piece of gear, so let's get into it. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. And as I said in the intro video, we're talking about the Celestron-NexYZ smartphone adapter. This thing is a multi-axis adapter that clips onto binoculars, spotting scopes, telescopes. It's an amazing piece of equipment. Before I show this thing off though, I want to talk about some other ones. I've got some other adapters that I've used in the past. I'm going to tell you why they suck, and I mean suck compared to this thing. And we're going to get into this. So basically, let me give you the specs of this thing first. Let's get that out of the way. So this is a 3-axis adapter, okay? So the way this works, and I have my phone here. The way this works is this is where your phone goes right here. And I have a pretty large phone. So what's really cool, it has the bottom lock on it. So you'll actually, if you set your phone on it like that and then pull the lever out and then it just pops in there and then it's locked in place. And then this will clip on to whatever scope, which I will show you here in a minute, but I just wanted to show you how that works. And what's nice about that is now you don't have to worry about your phone going up and down. With these type of adapters, you have to figure out how to get it lined up in here, up and down, try to adjust. There's so many adjustments on here. This is very smooth, easy, and efficient. And we're going to show you how to mount it onto a scope as well. But I want to talk about this. What's really awesome about this adapter is it has adjustable knobs here and 2 adjustable knobs here. Now what this one does here, this knob here, as you guys can see, this will give you to be able to go up and down. You'll have it in you'll have it clamped into the scope or the binoculars, and this is pulling your eye closer or further away to get that focused in so you're at the right thing to get the right aperture that you're looking at. And then these two right here, if you watch, one of them will go up and down, the other one goes left and right. So once you get your phone put on here, it's very easy to line up your scope, your phone camera to your scope. We're going to show you how to do that. But what's really amazing about this, everything is locked into place. And what's really cool is once this clamps around the scope, you just lock this down and tighten it, and it's on there, and it's not going anywhere. Now, I just recently broke my smartphone using one of these adapters right here. It's actually this one right here. It actually popped off, the phone hit the ground, and smashed. And the problem with these adapters is this one is a slide-on adapter, and it has these little pins that try to help lock it on, but it doesn't really lock it on. So this slides on the top of the scope. You have this that pulls apart, that locks in there, and then you got to sit here and mess with this to try to get this to line up and down, slide up and down to get the line into that little hole right there to line it up so you can get focused on whatever you're trying to focus on. And when you're putting your camera in there, it's like this. You gotta stuff it in here like this. Now you can do this off the phone, but you got to figure out the length. You got to find out where your camera hole is, which I just put it on backwards. And each one of these is like this. You got to get it in there. Hopefully your camera will even fit. And then you got to find the actual camera hole. You got to sit here, try to find your hole, get it lined up, and it keeps moving on me. And then you get your camera on, and then you want to stick it on there. But the problem is once you stick it on there and start trying to tighten this stuff, this gets knocked around, it gets knocked out, and then you're having to sit here and do it again with it on the scope, and it becomes a hassle. And trust me, it's a pain in the butt. And anybody that's done it, you guys know. And all of these are the same way. And the problem with this one actually has a screw in and screw out like this. And you think this would be cool because this locks on like this, but it doesn't lock on the scope as well as you would think it is. And these things have so much weight, and this one's such a pain. I bought this one thinking this was gonna upgrade from this thing, and I can barely get it in there because my phone's so big. And then trying to get this lined up the thing about this one is once you get it clamped on there, you have to sit here and move this up and down, try to turn this is wobbling around, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess trying to do it. And it's the same thing with this one. This one right here has these little clamps on the inside. You spin it out and you see these little clamps. spin it in, spin it out. But this doesn't lock. No matter how well I do this and try to lock it onto a scope, it doesn't lock. And it's the same thing. I got to get the phone in here. I got to try to get this lined up. This is a pain in the butt because the springy thing is a pain in the butt to deal with. This actually has a handle on it where you can literally pull it out and hold it. These don't. It's very frustrating. And after using multiples of these are junk. And I went to this. Now I want to show you guys how this thing works and stuff. And just while we're going through it, the price of this, it's a little pricey, but it's 100% worth it. It's $64.95 for this thing is what this runs. But I'm actually going to buy another one. I love this thing so much and it works so well that I love this thing. So what's really awesome is you take this thing like this. We got a scope right here. We're going to show you how this works real quick. So here's the scope. You're looking at your thing. You get your stuff snugged down so you're not wobbling all over the place like that. Now you take your nifty little camera thing right here. You're going to take your phone. I just set mine down in it like that. I hold it good and then I just pull it and now I'm locked into place. So I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but it's very simple to, it's hard to get out. But it goes in really well. So anyway, let's do that again for you guys so you guys can see it because I had it behind the scope. So I can get my phone up. So it's very simple. Let's see if I can do this for you. I'm going to take it. I'm going to set it in there. And then I'm just going to pull like that, and boom, my phone is lined up. It's on the bottom. It can't slide up or down. Now, if you look right here, if you guys see, check this out. I can just move my little adjustment knobs. I can go out or back, and then I can go up or down to get it on lined up where I need to get it lined up. But I will do that actually on the scope because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to untighten my little clampy thing here. Now I can clamp on the scope. So what I usually like to do is make sure that's a little bit away from my camera, and then I'm going to hit this little lever. We're going to open it up. We're going to slide down on the scope. It's going to clamp onto the scope like so. And then I'm going to tighten this lever up right here. Make sure that's good and snug and tight so my camera's not going anywhere, because cameras have weight on them. And all these new phones, not cameras, but these new phones have weight. And then I can just roll this down like so. See how it's going up and down? So you guys can see we're going up and down. So I can get my focus that way, and then I can use my other two knobs. I can go left or right, up and down. This is up and down, left and right. And I can center that over the eyepiece, whatever I need to do. And I can actually sit there and have my phone on and center it over the eyepiece while I'm doing it. And I can sit there and watch it, and I can get it perfect just by hitting these dials. I'm not doing anything but moving these 3 dials. It's a 3-axis dial. And that will get you zoomed in really quick. You'd be surprised how fast you can dial in one of these. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get it dialed in real quick for you right now, so you guys can kind of see what we're talking about. So let's see where my little eyepiecers are. Oh wait, it helps if you turn the phone on. I don't know if I can get you guys to see this or not. But we're just gonna, and I can actually see it in my phone. Let's put it on video. Video is usually better. Let's go up, dial it down a little more so we can get in the scope. See if I can get an image in there for you guys. Alright, so this is just a quick dial in for you guys so you guys can see, but I don't know if you guys can see the picture on that or not on my phone, but now you can see that there's a scope and a screen in there. You should be able to. Oh wait, I'm probably in the way. So now you guys can see how it popped out because you were seeing black. And you should be able to see that there's a nice little circle thing in the scope. And it's that easy. Boom, and there you go. And now you can go take your videos, do whatever you want with your camera. It zooms it in really easily, really nicely, and works out really well. It's a great phone mount for, like I said, spotting scopes, telescopes. It'll work on binoculars. You can actually turn it sideways if you want it out this way, if you don't want it hanging down. Going to depend on the weight of your phone, but it works really well. I've been using this a lot, and it's just a great tool. And then to take it off, all you gotta do is loosen up your mount right here, hit your little release, and then you're off of there. And then you can take your phone, unhook it, and your phone's out, and you're done. So really simple, easy to use, great tool, great piece of kit. If you guys are people that create content, like to film, if you're a bird watcher, if you like to film things, if you want to take pictures of the stars, whatever you want to do, this is the mount that you want to get. This mount is amazing, 100% worth it. It's built like a tank. It's built really well, and it's very easy to do. And I use this thing, and I have to put this thing on scopes at night because I'll be looking at something. I was like, oh, I want to take a picture of that. And I do this at night in the dark with just a little red light on, or sometimes I don't even have the red light on. And I can do it in the night in the dark on a telescope and get it dialed in pretty easy. So well worth the money, well worth checking out. I will put links down below to this. Stay away from all these. Stay away, all these right here, just stay away from them. They're not worth the money. I mean, this one's about 20 bucks. Same thing with this one's like 16 or 20 bucks. Same thing with this one. They're all in that same price range. But I promise you, you will regret it. And if you go through what I went through, I broke my phone. It cost me $100 for my replacement because I pay insurance. It took 3 days to get the damn phone, and then it took another 2 days to get it reprogrammed and refixed because I cracked my whole screen. It was a big mess. You don't want to go through it. You want to make sure you got a good solid mount if you're doing that type of filming and stuff using your smartphone. You want something that's going to lock it into place where it's not going to go anywhere. And I love this thing. And the only reason I found out about this thing is I started getting into telescopes and stuff, and you get picking up some telescopes. And I noticed a lot of the guys that had these really high-end telescopes that do all this photography and stuff in the skies and do all this astronomy stuff. This is the mount they were using, and this is actually where it came from. Celestron is a telescope company. So super cool mount. I love this thing, and I just can't say enough about it. And I wanted to share it with you guys because if you guys are people that like to do wildlife photography or things like that, and you just want to use your smartphone and a spotting scope, these two things right here, all you need is a spotting scope and this, and you're golden. This spotting scope I've done a review for. This is the SV Boney. This is 25 by 75 by 70. It's a great scope. This paired with this right here is a little over 100 bucks. It's about $110 altogether because this is $57.99. This is $64.99. So 70 bucks and 58 bucks. So 120 some dollars, and you're off to the races with this stuff. You know, this is a great scope, by the way. So if you guys haven't checked out the video on this scope, you need to check that out too. So anyway, great piece of kit for an outdoorsman. Highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. Well worth the money. So that's all I got to say. So hope you guys like that. You guys got any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you guys on the next video.